Now we'll look at objections to a causal understanding of thinking. That is to a thinking or a theory of thinking which says that it's a causal process happening in the brain which causes the content of what is in our conscious mind. So there are different objections one could raise against such a theory, and they are quite common questions in the philosophy of mind. So asking and raising these as objections will also help me clarify the theory even further. So we'll look at these 5 objections or questions. How can there be intentionality? If there's just this causal process going on in the brain, why should we say that it's about something? There are other causal process in nature, a rock rolling down a hill and smacking a tree, for instance, that's not about something. So what is this aboutness or intentionality? We'll discuss that and look at 2 other common problems called the disjunction problem and misrepresentation problem. Next question, how can there be understanding? There's a famous thought experiment called the Chinese room, which says that if it's just this causal process, that's not enough. You need to have something more in order for there to be understanding. So we'll look at that. Then there's a question of how there can be meaning, and we'll look specifically on externalism, which says that it's not enough that something goes on inside your head. It needs to be connected to the outside world as well in order for there to be meaning. Then how can there be normativity? How can there be this measurement or standard for what is good and bad thinking if it's just a causal process? And how can there be reason, in the sense how can we trust our reason? If it's just a causal process developed through evolution, it seems anything that gives survival would be fine. Why should we believe that it's actually reasonable, whatever reason tells us? So I'll discuss that now in 5 videos, A, B, C, D, and E. And these discussions will then continue the discussions in chapter 2 on language, where we talked about how language gets their meaning and their reference. And I said it happens through the mind, but that then raised the question, well, how does the mind work then? How does that give meaning and reference, etc.? And we'll look at that in these videos. So it will now, we'll get further answers to the questions that were left unanswered in chapter 2. So that's what we're starting on from the next video.